Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. It is a Tuesday, a Stacko Tuesday. If you're new around here, we talk about buying Bitcoin and saving in Bitcoin to conserve our wealth and to grow our purchasing power. Real basic, keep it simple, buy Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and repeat. We buy Bitcoin here every day, every weekday. Buy about $20 worth of Bitcoin depending on the price. And that is just the basics of what we do here on the show. Hoping to inspire you to learn about Bitcoin and start to saving it yourself. Because as these new tariffs hit and the chaos that is coming causes even more rampant inflation in our economy here in the US, Bitcoin is going to serve you as a way to defend your value, defend your wealth against the inflation that is coming. Carlos Aramillo in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos, Pipeline Podcast, Hard Huddle, and of course, ABW. What up, guys? Good to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, smack that like button on the way in and tap the screen if you're liking what I'm saying. If you're agreeing with what I'm saying, tap the screen. Let's get the algorithm cracking, okay? All right, let's kick it into the first segment of the show, which is, of course, the Bitcoin Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $106,611.69. You can buy 937 Satoshis for a single dollar today. What the heck is a Satoshi, you might be asking yourself? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it a little bit at a time. You don't save to buy Bitcoin. You save in Bitcoin. All right? Let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny can buy you about 9 Satoshis. Okay? 9 Satoshis for a penny, 937 Satoshis for a dollar. It's wild. It's wild times. But that is the price of Bitcoin today. It's up. I mean, it's pretty damn awesome, right? I think most of our buys, when we do the stack recap, you'll see are in the green. It's pretty cool. You might also be asking yourself, am I too late to Bitcoin? Am I too late? Did I miss it? It's already at 106,000. Am I too late? No, you're not too late. Okay. This isn't something like a poop coin, like a Trump coin, or like a other Hawk2a coin. This is the real deal, the real stuff. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carl. Let's go, Carl. This is the real deal, the original, the only Bitcoin. Okay. Not controlled, not vulnerable to manipulation like any other coin that's controlled by an organization, a group, or a foundation. Bitcoin is one and only, and it is capped at 21 million regardless of who owns how much of it and what entity, government, or anybody wants to do about it. You cannot change the supply, and therefore they cannot inflate the supply and steal your value like they do with the dollars, with the dollars, with the pesos, with any other government currency and any other coin. Dari in the house. What up, dude? Nice to see you in here. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Dari. Welcome to the show. Hope everything is well. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on the way in. Let's try to get those likes up. It's crazy, right? We're out here trying to orange pill people. Bitcoin orange pill dispenser. Oh, I see something's going up here. What's this? Upstream connect error. What the heck is that? Let me see if I can remove it. Is it that? Nope. Is it that? I think it's that one. Yes, got it. Nailed it. All right. Just like that, guys. It's pretty wild, right? So let's get into the next topic of the show. We like to call this section Why We Stack. It's just a little inspirational music as a background while I talk about why we save in Bitcoin. It's pretty short and sweet and to the point. Why do we save in Bitcoin? We save in Bitcoin because we understand that it's the best asset you can be holding right now. There's no risks of getting seized. There's no risk of it getting lost if you treat it correctly, if you understand what you're doing. Okay? And especially in today's, it's such a crazy thing to say in today's day, today's situation, the status of today. If you're worried about getting picked up and thrown into some kind of camp or deported or whatever, and you want to take your wealth with you and it not be stolen from you on the way out or whatever in transit, you need to memorize your seed phrase. You need to memorize your seed phrase, and your wealth becomes, it's just like a thought in your brain, right? You'd have to willingly give it up or be tortured to give it up, right? But you won't memorize. Yes, memorize. I know it's hard. Memorizing it wouldn't be a long-term solution. It would just be a short-term solution in case something were to happen. You don't have your wealth taken from you as you're being removed or deported or whatever, right? Take the value that you want to have with you when you end up wherever you end up, and it doesn't just go for here in the United States. If you're like on unstable status of whether you're gonna get to stay or not, it goes for other countries too, right? If you're in a country that's prone to wars or it's in danger of being sucked into a war, having the value of your long-term savings makes more sense to be in Bitcoin because it's invulnerable to damage, right? As long as you can remember your seed phrase, your Bitcoin will be okay. Be careful. People at one time will hypnotize you to get it. That's true. That's true. So if memorizing your seed phrase would only be a solution if you're trying to escape, and you can do it quickly and you can get to wherever you need to get to, restore your wallet, and or have another backup of your seed phrase, right? Anyway, but if the S hits the fan, that's gonna be your best bet, right? Your best bet before you get whatever. It's so crazy to think about that stuff. But Besides that, in times of peace, in times of prosperity, in regular times, you save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin grows your purchasing power against the local money over time, right? Saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked, right? For the labor you already did. As long as you hold that Bitcoin, it's like going back in time and renegotiating your salary. If you take an item from your house and that you're not using anymore, and you sell it and you convert that item into Satoshis, into Bitcoin, then it's like that item is no longer sitting there taking up space and losing you value. It's actually gaining you purchasing power. At whatever price you sold it at, that price is now flexible. That price will continue to go up for as long as you hold that Bitcoin. It's pretty cool, right? So that's what we save in Bitcoin, to keep it short, to keep it sweet, to keep it on point. If you have any specific questions about how to save in Bitcoin, why we do it, how to hold it, any questions that you might have as a beginner, as somebody new to Bitcoin, like my goal with the show is to show that it's possible to do with not that much money, and that you can still do it at any point. You can start at any point. And if you have any questions, for me to answer your questions. So I'm here for your questions. Our audience is not too big that I'm overwhelmed with comments and stuff, that I can't answer all the comments. I can answer all the questions. I can answer all the comments. And if you can stump me on a Bitcoin question where I don't understand how it works, I'm happy to be stumped on something that I feel like I know a lot about. But I'm happy to be stumped because it means that I have a hole in my knowledge, and that's going to make me a better Bitcoiner too. Not just, I don't have an ego about it. If I'm wrong about something, I'm wrong about something. I'll admit to it. I'll do the research and correct that error or fill the gap in my knowledge. I prefer that way, right? It's how people grow. It's how we get better. What's your guess in BTC price in 20 years, Roman? 13 million, like Sailor? Yeah, in 20 years, I don't even know, dude. I would be just like following along and parroting Sailor's opinion. Maybe his opinion is based on some numbers, based on some math, based on something he knows that I don't. But I don't know what he knows, and so I can't say like it's gonna be. I can't say that I even have a clue as to if it'll be over 13 million in 20 years. I just know that. I just feel that based on the demand and the benefit you get from holding Bitcoin, it doesn't make sense for it not to get into the millions and just keep going up if everything stays the same, right? If the money continues to inflate and staying in dollars, staying in government money, in fiat money, makes you poorer. Like it's natural for people to move into Bitcoin as they start to understand it, right? And as more understanding comes, and they start to see the same results that we're seeing, like in the past couple of years, since we've done the show, like you have to be a real dummy. You have to be a real dummy to look at your spreadsheet and say, "Oh my God, my Bitcoin is up 110% in the past 18 months. That was a dumb move. I should have put my money in the stock market, or I should have been trading Bitcoin, or I should have been trading that, or I should have bought a house with that money. I should have put as a down payment on a house that I would not own by now, and I would still be making payments on that. The insurance on it keeps going up, and the taxes on it keep going up, and you're paying all these fees to buy this place. You'll have to pay more fees to sell the place, and on top of that, you'll have to pay capital gains tax for your troubles, and you end up with like whatever profit you thought you were gonna have, you end up with like maybe 60 to 70% of that profit. If Bitcoin keeps pace with inflation, then it has done its job, but it's better than that. Andrew's on point. Andrew gets it exactly. At a minimum, BTC will increase at the money printing rate. Exactly. Yep. Compound 10% year over year gets you a number. Okay. So we are using me on the show. I'm using Bitcoin as a savings vessel. Okay. For that reason. So because it more than beats the hurdle rate. Right. And what is the hurdle rate? The hurdle rate is the rate at which inflation is eating away at your savings, the rate of inflation, basically. So in order for any asset to be quote unquote successful and either making you rich or helping you at least maintain the value of your savings, keeping your purchasing power the same, it has to match or beat the hurdle rate. Oh, sorry, it has to match or beat the inflation rate, and that is the hurdle rate. So for example, if inflation is 10%, and your investment thing that you're doing is giving you a 12% yield, you didn't make 12%, you made 2%, right? So your hurdle rate is 10%. You have to beat inflation. Basically, it's the rate of inflation for whatever lifestyle you have, because everybody's got different inflation rates depending on what things you buy, right? Like if you like expensive, high quality, hard to get things, then the inflation for you goes up faster than the people that eat top ramen, right? So anyway, so all of your investments, you have to look at them from this perspective. Is this investment of my money that I'm saving going to perform better than inflation? First of all, that's the first hurdle, right? That's the first idea. And if so, okay, is it gonna perform better than Bitcoin, right? And really what it comes down to, all those questions get summed up into one, and you can just say, okay, well, is my investment gonna do better than Bitcoin? If I had $1 million cash, I won the lotto, and my cut after taxes and everything was $1 million, would it make sense to take that $1 million and buy 40% stocks and 60% bonds? Will that perform better than the best thing you could put it in Bitcoin, right? And we're not even talking about the risks associated with that, right? Would that perform better than if I had $1 million? Would that perform better in Bitcoin, or would it be better if I took that $1 million and bought a home, or a second home, a rental unit, or something, right? Does it make sense? Like you're gonna get better performance out of Bitcoin. Plus, you have a lot less risk. There's no risk of fire. There's no risk of your tenants going crazy. There's no risk of the insurance charging you more. There's no risk of your assessment coming through and you owe more on your taxes. There's no risk of the local government deciding that you need to install solar panels, or they're going to tax you extra for not having solar panels on your home, right? And forcing you to spend 30 G's or 50 G's, however much it costs to install solar panels on your place, because it's a government mandate now. And that eats away that also, those expenses of maintaining that building, of paying taxes, of paying insurance, of repairing that building, of keeping it running. Those costs are a percentage, I get added to the percentage of the cost of owning that thing, right? So when you look at it, you took $1 million, you bought a building, and it's producing a little bit of money, but it's also costing you money to hold it in terms of taxes and all that stuff, and insurance and whatever other expenses, right? And so now you look at it and your returns are less than inflation. So if you're not making 10% at least, or 8%, whatever your interest rate happens to be for your lifestyle, if you're not making that percentage, if you're not making that hurdle rate, then you're actually getting poorer. You have a building, but you're getting poorer. You're losing value from the original $1 million that you set aside to save. Okay. And we're only using $1 million to have a nice round number to keep it simple for the example. Okay. You take that same $1 million, you put it into Bitcoin. How much does Bitcoin cost to hold? Okay. Every year you have to pay taxes. Every year you have to pay insurance on a home, on a building. But how much insurance, how much taxes do you have to pay for just holding Bitcoin? Right? You pay the same amount. All you got to do is you got to pay it. Sorry, you don't pay the same amount as building. You don't pay the same amount as real estate. You pay the same amount if you're going to hold Bitcoin for 1 day, for 10 minutes, that you would pay if you're going to hold Bitcoin for 100 years. Okay? So the only payment you're going to make when you're holding your Bitcoin is that transfer fee to pay the miners to move your Bitcoin from your exchange to your cold wallet. And once you have it in your cold wallet, it doesn't cost you anything more to hold on to it for a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. As long as the Bitcoin network exists, your transaction has been written to the network, and your transaction gets verified and confirmed every 10 minutes for the history of humanity going forward. What's a better deal? What's a better deal? Where are you going to put your $1 million that came out of nowhere? Right? And if you would put that $1 million into that, why wouldn't you put your savings into that too? BTC minings with the excess solar for the win. There you go. My solar panels saved me 75% on my bill. Nice. And the rest equals the amount of BTC I mined. BTC mining technically paid for my bill. There you go. Bam. Yeah, but don't actually pay with your sats. You know, you're stacking those, right? Hope you're stacking those. Yeah, just pay. I get what you're saying. Just theoretically pay for your bills, but keep the sats, dude. Those are pristine mined sats without any don't intermingle those sats with whatever Bitcoin you have that you bought from an exchange, for example. Keep that separate just in case. Anyway, that's pretty cool. All right. So that is why we stack, I think. I don't know what happened. I blacked out and we just kind of went into some a side tangent. But all right. Let's keep the show rocking and throw on a little background music. There we go. Oh, maybe this one. Whoa. Let's try some new songs. How about this one? Oh yeah. Okay. So here on the show, we don't only just talk about Bitcoin, we actually stack. So let's get into that segment now. Here we go. Stack recap, because we don't only talk about saving in Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it every day. Wow. You know what I just realized, guys? I mean, I knew this was the case, right? But Bitcoin is boring. Bitcoin is boring. It's much more fun to talk about politics and get all mad and have rants and stuff, right? And it's reflected in the viewer count, you know. But I thought to myself today, I'm not gonna go and inadvertently like promote these crazy ideas. I'm just gonna stick to the topic. We save in Bitcoin. That's all we do here, and just kind of be out of that whole loop. You know, I don't know. It's crazy. Like there's so much I want to say, but also anyway, there's it's just a bunch of weirdness. Anyway, let's just stay on topic. We're here to save in Bitcoin, and I don't know. Let's look at the stack. Let's look at the stack recap. That's right, stack recap. Here we go. There it is. Today, the price of our stack. Holy smokes, we're at $35,000 worth of value. We set aside $11,000. Our stack has grown to about $25,000, and through other means of acquiring Bitcoin, we have acquired a total of 0.32818393 Bitcoin. Let's go for the win. In 2025 so far, all of our purchases are in the green. Wild. Today is the 21st day of the month. 21 is a special day. 21 million Bitcoin. Reminds me of that. Today the price of Bitcoin is $106,684. Today we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Satwise Janks in the house. What up? Round of applause from the live city audience for Satwise Janks. Good to see you in here. Good. Why we stack, Roman? That's right. Yeah, Trump light again. Free Ross now. Yeah. It's going to be Free Ross day 2 and then question mark, and then Free Ross day 3 question mark, and it's going to be like the infrastructure week during the first Trump administration. Infrastructure week will start in a couple of weeks. And it never started for the whole lifespan for the whole administration. It never started. So it sucks to be Ross right now, because I bet he had his hopes up, and the hype seemed real. And hopefully he does get out. Like I don't mind being wrong and saying that that Trump was in a rug. The Bitcoiners that wanted to free Ross or whatever, or the Free Ross crowd. I don't mind being wrong. I want to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted those Bitcoiners to be able to say, "See, I told you so." In your face, Trump did what he said he was going to do. He was going to free Ross on day 1. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. So I'm sorry to say, sorry to say. Yeah, exactly. It's the cruelty of it, right? If you could have just said, like, you know what? Dang it, you guys sucked me into the politics. If you could have just said, look, we're going to work on freeing Ross during my administration, that'll be one of the things we look into. Cool. Like the Bitcoiners that support this maniac would be happy and they could still have their cope, right? But he said, I'll free him on day one. He tweeted that stuff too, like hashtag free Ross day one or free Ross, whatever. And then he straight up grifted you guys. Straight up said, nope, forgot about you, right? Forgot about you because he already has your vote. He already had your vote. Maybe not necessarily you watching, maybe not necessarily your vote watching, right? But like he had the Bitcoin, the so-called Bitcoin maxi vote already because people are like, yeah, he's pro Bitcoin. Yeah, let's go. He's our guy. You know, we could have an inside guy. And then just turn his back on you, right? And they're surprised that he didn't even mention Bitcoin or crypto in any way. He dropped 2 freaking meme coins on your face right before he went in. I mean, come on. Like that's just straight up slapped your face, dude, and you turn the other cheek, and he slapped you again, and you turn around and slap your butt, you know? Get out of here, kid. Slapped you around and still looking for scraps. Still defending this asshole for saying that he might do it. Changing doing mental gymnastics to change the definition of what a day is. Oh, well, day one is really today because yesterday was day 0. Oh, yeah, okay. And then doing like bending over backwards to try to justify him. He grifted. That's what he does. Okay. Like, do you think he gives a rat's butt about you? He doesn't. Okay. He didn't give a rat's butt about his most loyal supporters, the MAGA crowd that bought an airplane ticket, took some time off of work, went to the inauguration, bought a hotel to be there and be ready, brought 3 or 4 layers of warm clothes because they knew it was going to be cold outside to get ready for the inauguration. So it's their big day. I'm ready, sir. I'm ready, dear leader. I'm ready to go and serve you and be there for you in the freezing cold, right? And he already got their vote. He doesn't care about them. He left them out there in the cold. Didn't give them refunds for the tickets. Didn't give them refunds for the travel. Didn't even say thanks for showing up, right? And who cares? What are they gonna do about it? Not a goddamn thing. They can't do anything about it. What are you gonna do? Sue the president? Sue him, I dare you. Right? What are you gonna do when it doesn't free Ross on day 1? Nothing. What are you gonna do when it doesn't free Ross on day 2? Nothing. What are you gonna do when it doesn't free Ross on day 3? Nothing. Right? Except for maybe try to cope some more and pretend like he didn't mean day 1. He meant the first 100 days. He meant the first year. He meant within the first year of his administration, right? It's just, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Okay? And then on top of that, you have this freaking, I've been in other people's chats around the Simply Bitcoin channel. I'm like, this guy's a freaking Nazi. And you guys don't believe me. And it's like, no, he's just like, whatever, right? He's spouting Nazi propaganda, Nazi views, Nazi ways of behaving, right? He's got Nazi supporters, Nazi people that actually say, hey, I'm a Nazi, like people that are actually Nazis and like white supremacists are actually saying, yeah, that's cool. Like we support this guy, right? Why? Because he's not a Nazi? Right? You have Elon on stage during the inauguration doing the Zeke Hail, right? And they have those very same people that are supporting the Trump guy, right? Are supporting Trump and Elon, saying, oh no, that was a Roman salute, right? My name is Roman and that was not salute. That was the Zeke Hail Nazi propaganda, Nazi salute, right? To his Nazi followers. And his Nazi followers heard it loud and clear. Okay, so I get that you're pro-Bitcoin, but you don't have to be pro-Nazi to be pro-Bitcoin. You can be somebody that supports Bitcoin, like I do, somebody that believes in what Bitcoin's going to bring to humanity, and Not be a Nazi. Wow, that's crazy, right? I know. I'm talking crazy. But you can be pro Bitcoin and against Nazis. It's just letting you know that is an option. Okay, you don't have to grift. You don't have to bend over backwards and do mental gymnastics to justify your support for this insane Nazi who is Trump. And it's those two ideas can live together. Okay, you can be against Nazism and pro Bitcoin. Okay, just because this guy says Bitcoin doesn't mean he owns Bitcoin. He doesn't get to brand. Bitcoin is not a Trump product. Okay, Bitcoin was around before Trump. No. Bitcoin existed without Trump, and it will continue to exist without him. Okay, it is a separate thing. Okay, you can't brand the sunset a Trump thing. You can't brand fire a Trump thing. Okay, you can't brand like gravity a Trump thing. You can't brand gunpowder a Trump thing. It's just a technology, right? That anybody can use and anybody can be for, whatever. Anyway, you guys catch my drift. All right, stop it. Going back to the stack recap. Jesus. Wait, where'd he go? But going back to the stack recap and putting on some music for the sake of not talking about that grifter anymore. All right. Thanks for letting me get that off my chest, by the way. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, since we're talking about not supporting Nazis, I'm gonna stop using X, and I'm moving I'll start using more of this other platform called Blue Sky. I'm also on Nostr. There it is. There's my Blue Sky account. Should be popping up here. If you want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Blue Sky if you're on there. The Nazi-free platform. Cheer! Which is insane. The fact that that's a thing is insane. What is this world coming to? Jesus Christ. All right. So today the price of Bitcoin is 106,000. It's well above our average buy price for 2025. So today, I know, hard hodl. Don't even get me started, dude. Don't even get me started on the Starlink Starlink is tracking you in your car, right? You got a direct link. The Tesla cars are watching you. You know, you got all the cameras. They're watching you drive. They're getting to know you, all of your habits, getting to see who you're interacting with, right? It's like, oh my gosh, talk about privacy violations. Talk about spy tech. Jesus, I remember like that. Oh yeah, and then the neural implants. Forget about the neural implants. If you get a neural implant, forget about owning Bitcoin. Because if you memorize your seed phrase, they're still gonna be able to hack you, and they're gonna have your seed phrase, and you'll be cooked. Okay, as the kids say, you'll be cooked. You're cooked. All right. Finish this. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up because I'm gonna lose my mind here. I'm entertained my family and friends by making predictions like these and always nailing them. That's because this is my fifth rodeo. I'm also numb to Price is Right. Dang, dude. I have no idea which way Bitcoin will go. Usually I am an inverse signal. I buy, it goes down. That's funny. Jeez. Oh, hard hodl, let's go, dude. Subarus are the bomb. I used to drive a Subaru STI 2016, I think. 2016? No. It was the last year they had the hatchback STIs. I had the last year of a hatchback STI. I love that car. I sold it to get a truck so I can do more kayak fishing, but I think it was a mistake. I love that car. Anyway, let's go to the final section of the show. Now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy today, let's buy the final stack by going into. It's time to stack some sats. All right. Say the price of Bitcoin. 106,000. Average buy price 95,000 for us here on the show for 2025. So today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Keying it into the Strike app, there it is. $20 worth of Bitcoin. Hit the next button. There it is. Cut cut the music, hit the drum roll, and hit confirm. Confirmed. Launch sequence initiated. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin on the Stack Bitcoin show today. There it is. Just like that, we've accumulated an additional 18,609 Satoshis. Oof. And now we put it into the data. We put the data into the sheet and take questions. You guys might have any comments. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild out there, guys. It's wild. Oh, I drive a hatchback Impreza 2021. Manual transmission is the bomb. Manual transmission is such a fun way to drive. It's the closest thing to riding a motorcycle. Just like the connectedness to the transmission and like the throttle. Yeah, stick shift is amazing. And a lot of people don't even know how to drive stick shift anymore. I thought it used to be like 80% of drivers don't know how to drive stick shift, but I'm sure it's a lot more now. Everybody's got automatics. Who knows how to drive stick shift? Let me know in the chat. Stick shift for the win. $20 here. 0.00018609. Copy, paste. Only Gen X knows how to drive sticks. Yeah. Didn't buy it. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Manual is the only way I have ever driven a car. Wow. That's cool. Very cool. Okay, I'm copying the data over to the spreadsheet for the whole lifespan of the show. Anybody here that's new that has any questions about Bitcoin, please do put them in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, drop it in the comments and I will answer your question on the following show. Or if you're doing it now, I'll answer your question live to the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer to your question, I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to sit there and take the time to look it up and come back to you with a accurate question. On top of that, we got the whole crew in here fact checking my data. You know, fact checking the things I'm saying. If I would ever to try to like grift you or lie to you in any way, these guys, Statwise, Hard Hodl, ABW, Carlos, and where's what's his name, McLovin, and of course where is he, Mr. Carl Black, keep me honest. Say, hey, don't listen to this guy, he's full of shit. But you know, call me out on my baloney, guys. If I'm talking baloney sandwiches, if I'm BSing you, that's your job. Okay, your job is to keep me honest on these for these new guys, for the people that are new to Bitcoin. Okay, and if I'm getting something wrong, that's also your job to point that shit out for me to go look it up and get right with the knowledge, right? That's the way it works. My father never passed a driving test when driving licenses came out. It was just issued one. That's rad. That's awesome. I like Jeeps. They're out of reach for most of us out here. Does this job pay? I take sats. Nice. Bringing new people to the network is payment. Growing the base. Thanks, Art Huddle. All right, boys. Let's put this into Q&A mode. Beep boop pop. All right. Any questions? Drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this baby up. That was a fun episode, guys. I know. I'm trying to avoid all the crazy politics stuff, guys. All right. But damn, we're in a messed up situation, guys. I know. I may be overreacting. Fine. Let's say I'm overreacting, but I wish I could say I'm overreacting. I wish I could say I'm overreacting, guys, but like, are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Jeez. All right, guys. Let's start to wrap this show up. Putting on the special song Oh my god. I'm part Italian and starting to get since. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Get that citizenship, dude. Get that citizenship. If you are in better state in the USA than we are in the UK. Oh, got it. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess the grass is always greener on the other side. But hopefully the grass is green in the camps too. Anyway, let's close out the show. I'm gonna pause it real quick. I'm gonna leave you guys with this little. Let's see. Let me put the music back on. Sorry guys, I was gonna wrap it up, but I need to end today's stream with this poem. And especially it's especially this poem is called. I'm gonna turn on the music here. Actually, I'm gonna stop the music. This poem is called "First They Came" by Pastor Martin Niemöller. I'm probably messing up the name, but I'm gonna read it to you anyway. First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. All right. And with that, let's wrap today up. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're definitely slacking. And memorize that seed phrase, guys. Memorize your seed phrase. All right. See you later. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.